Good evening, folks. How is everyone? As always, thank you for coming by, spending your one super precious resource with me, and that is, of course, your time. I do appreciate it, but you are my people, and you know I love you. I always want you to be the big three, my friends. You know what I want from me? Thumbs up, thumbs down, like, share, leave a comment. Help the channel grow. I would appreciate it. It is Friday. It is the end of the week. I need a beer. I've been looking for this one for a while now. This is local to me. This is Garage Beer. Okay? Now, I'll start this with the caveat that I did not read the can, or I would have seen that it said light beer. And you've seen how many light beers we have done here in the past. This is either the first or the second. I just don't tend to drink light beer. Don't understand the concept. You don't really need it. It's all in how you brew. But if you want to label your beer as a light beer, go for it. We are looking at 16 ounces. It's about $4 for the can. Also, my brother, who only drinks Michelob Ultra because it's low in carbs. This will be a better choice for him now. Whether or not he listens to me, I doubt it seriously. So 4 cans after tax were $16.03. There's the crack. You know what's coming up next. We're gonna pour. Ooh, she's a pretty beer. There is that really nice, crisp, pale straw. That is so beautiful. Now, you've been here before. You know that when it comes to beer, I really do tend to favor the lagers, especially really nice, crisp ones. That's why the Japanese lagers always have a place in my heart, especially for their dryness. They do not tell me what this is. They just say it's light American beer. Their website lists no ingredients. I don't understand these people. But to be fair, they were nice enough to tell me that the ABV is 4. There were no IBUs listed, but we can assume since she is lager based, which is what she looks like. Oh, that's cold beer, my friends. That's the temperature I like these beers at, by the way. I know. But the approved beer temperatures are a load of horseshit. You drink your beer the way you like your beer. Don't worry about the approved temperatures are. Most of these guys don't brew for those ranges anyway. Once in a while we run across them. Doesn't happen very often. All right. 35 degrees. Beautiful color. That is just absolutely gorgeous. Head came down really quick. I'll top the head back off to get better pictures. But for now, Biden time. Let's get that sniffer in there. Nice. Light, crisp, floral. Really thin though, which is not too surprising because Bruder is a light, so there are no hop characteristics coming through the nose. We did one recently where it was just literally a hopped lager, which is fine. They're delicious and they deserve their place. I don't know what the hop profile on this, but non-existent is the word I'm thinking. Slip of the tongue. That's nice. Oh, nice mouthfeel. Roof of the mouth, intradentals, right into the back. Just the tiniest hint of bitterness when it hits the back of the throat. I think they did this right, my friends. Well, for you lacing fans, apparently they used some elven magic from Lord of the Rings. Inscribed the side of my glass. Fuck me if I know what it says, though, so. Now, to be fair, there are lagers that have a much more aggressive flavor profile. And there are lagers that have a dirtier flavor profile. But this is very, very mild, very clean. And it's a light beer. So at this point now, she basically tastes like water. Now, the reason I don't drink light beers is because I want flavor in my beer. That's why we drink beer. I drink beer for the flavor. We had a guy chime in on, I think it was probably ScrewTube. Nobody drinks beer for the flavor. And I'm like, okay, well, first off, you need to stop drinking Natty Light Ice or whatever crap you're getting. Miss Squizzy. And go back and watch some of my other stuff, and I'll show you there is a whole world of flavors to be discovered. The boy is starting to finally pick up on it. He likes ciders, and ciders are good. Again, we do enough of them here. The market is much, much smaller and more limited, though. There's a lot more beer out there you can taste. All right, let's top the head up. That's a 16-ounce can. This is a 20-ounce beer glass, by the way. I really need to fix this setup. There you go. One of these days I will just invest in a camera with a handle. Not a camera, a tripod with a handle. That would be, you know, one of these days kind of things. There's a really, really good chance somebody might be coming back before that happens, and we've been waiting a long time for him to come back. It is 96 out here today. I know, but it's April in Phoenix. Some of you people are gasping for air. 96 ain't nothing in this town. All right. Still cold. 36. We're going to pause. We're going to let her warm up, and we will come back. So we'll see you, my friends, in just a minute. Well, at least in internet time. Till then, hang in there. Alrighty, so I just checked the therm, and she's reading 41, but we're going to give her a minute. We're letting her come up just a touch more. I know, but dude, it's 6 degrees, 35 to 30, 35, and 6 is 41. Yeah, but it's low 41, and it was high 35. So 4% is the alcohol, 95 are the calories, 3 grams are the carbs, small batch brewed. This is the side of the can where beer brands tell you their story. But we thought you would rather just drink beer with your buddies. Garage beer is light, refreshing, and made with the highest quality ingredients. But what makes it great are the times we get to crack a few with our best friends. Keep it light. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, of course I go with Skal, but you know, you do you. The garage is always open. Beer, flavored beer. Well, that's nice. Although we do drink a lot of flavored beers here. Open this end. Crush to recycle. Well, don't tell me what to do. You're not my supervisor. You know what? I lied to you. These are not local to me. This is produced for Jock Beer, LLC, DBA, Garage Beer by Garage Beer, Irwindale, California. Wonder if the Big Orange is going to be slapping tariffs on it then. Uh, 24 fluid ounces. Drink Garage Beer is their little camera icon. I think that's Instagram, but do not quote me. 95 calories is per 12 ounces. So technically it's 190 calories in here. What's wrong with these people? You know what? They probably had to do that, otherwise they would get sued. On the other hand, they do put little music notes on their barcode. That's kind of cool. Right, let's look at that temp, see what we got. I got 41.9, 42.4. We're going to call it time. All right. Once again, some Elvish on the rim of my glass. Hopefully it's saying cheers and salud and Skal or whatever the Elvish folks say. Yeah, we're going to go with Skal. All right, she's warmed up just a little. So, again, flavor profile on this is really, really light and crisp. This time when she came in, soft palate, intradentals, little leakage out into the buccals. But when she hit the back of the throat, she was kind of interesting. Almost no tongue involvement, so the tongue didn't really light up at all. She's clean. She could be a bit crisper, but she's clean enough. It's a light beer. I mean, so I think the big selling point on light beers is, well, people don't really want to drink a beer. And they don't want the calories and they don't want the carbs. And unfortunately, that tends to blow back onto the flavor. But apparently not the gas. Interesting. Not bad. Took a bigger draft that way. That one looks like some weird, whacked out jester kind of thing. I don't know. Rorschach spots. I don't know how to read those. That either. And that kind of looks like a seahorse with a horn coming out of its head. Maybe that's a pit bull or a dog. I don't know. Odd though. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pause. We're going to let it warm up a little bit more, which is why I took such a big draft. I want to reduce the volume so that it heats faster. We'll be right back. I'm scratching a skin flake or tag or something off my finger, which is driving me nuts as it rubs against my pinky. Apparently the neighbors in the alley are probably the homies. All right, we'll be back in just a minute. All right, I did tell you it was warm here today, so that didn't take very long at all. 48. And we are going to wrap it on 48. I'm not going to push her any further up because, well, that would just be a sin. So we are at the top of the approved drinking range. Maybe we'll bump her up a little. Maybe. I don't think so. Again, I did swirl her to normalize the temp so we can get a homogeneous reading. Yes, big words here on Beer and Gear, my friends. Let's get that sniffer in there. You know what? She's become a lot more floral, which is nice, even though it doesn't really translate over to the palate very much. So it's a very thin, light nose, light beer, I know. And yet it's very pleasing, right? It has a very nice smell to it. I'll put it to you this way. The nose is about as light as the flavor is. A lot of times the two don't connect, but in this case, when you get the nose and you smell it, it's very pleasant and light, and on the flavor profile, it's basically the same. It's not bad, and it's really light. Skal. Now, surprisingly, that flavor profile has opened up. She comes in, full intradental, soft palate, out into the bugles. Tongue involvement is first third. It hits the back of the throat. She coats really nicely. So she's actually dirtied up a little. At this temperature, which is, getting towards the top end of a lager, lagers aren't really meant to be consumed in a warm temperature like stouts and porters. She's starting to open up and get interesting. So I think we're actually going to pause one more time. I don't have much left in the glass. There you go, some more Elvish writing for you. Well, let's let her come up to about a 52, 53. And see what she's going to show us. Now, 53 usually tops out a lager. It becomes too warm and not really interesting. And once they're up in the 60s, it's like, why even bother drinking this? But we'll see. Like I said, we're at the top of the approved range. Maybe these guys are approved range guys. We'll be right back. All right, my friends, that did not take long. Again, we're light in the glass, and we have everything else going on. 53. So, warm. It's Phoenix, man. We're coming into hell times here. Unless you're like me and you like the heat. Once more into the breach. Now the nose has really opened up and she's become a lot more beery. We're starting to edge into that sour beer smell territory. Not off-putting, but it looks like it's going to actually produce some real flavor. Salud. Yeah. So, kind of like I figured, once she gets up into the 50s, she shifts, she bitters up. Now, don't get me wrong. We hit the sublinguals on this one. Nothing on the roof of the mouth. No tongue involvement. Buccals, lowers, and sublinguals. If you've ever drank, imbibed, drunken, or consumed an overly warm lager, you know what I'm talking about. It's turned. It's gone into that area where I don't really enjoy them. The flavor gets, for want of a better term, manky. Yeah, it loses its. It loses the light, the crisp, the floral, the interesting parts of the lagers we want to drink. So yeah, top her out at 48. Again, she was completely fine at 35, but that's the temperature I like my lagers at. And you do you, right? You drink your beer the way you like your beer. Just some jackanape who blabbers on the internet, so take it for what it's worth. I mean, at least you get your money's worth here. All right, folks. I am going to wrap this up. I got to go throw some Pollo asado? No. Doesn't matter. I have meat to throw on the grill, and then I have dinner to consume. So, have a good weekend, my friends. Happy Friday. I will catch you on the next one. Until then, as always, be the big three. Happy, healthy, safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant, gray man, head on a swivel, hot and handy. And I'll catch you on the next one. Skal. Nah, they get that odd note in there. It's not really sour, but it's not really good either. Ugh. Warm lager is just wrong. Sin against God. Catch you on the next one. Adios. So the flies have found me, and it's not really much of a long drive to drive me crazy. It's more of a short crawl on an easy day. I forgot to give you all the pertinent information. Go the fuck away, flies. Hold on a second. Not only am I going to kill you, I'm going to kill you with a pink fly swatter. There you go. Die. That's 2 years. That's right. Season's upon us. I'm getting good with the fly stick. Anyway. So, should go for the style. We're not going to go there. First, we're going to start with, would I buy this beer again? Maybe. Drink this beer again? Sure. Try it on tap? What wouldn't I tap? Hand this to me out of the cooler, I'd say thank you. It's a completely drinkable beer. So is she good for the style? She's a light beer, and so she pretty much blends in with the rest of the light beers. If you're going to brew a light beer, scusi, try and brew one with some flavor. The flavor on this wasn't bad. I mean, we've gone through everything that she has. She's nice. She's floral. She's not overly grassy. She is overly gassy, but they all seem to be of late. And that could just be my old self. Yeah, she's okay for the style. We gave her a 4 1/4. I was kind of hoping for a little more, and I'm not a big fan of light beers. So, you know, again, it's a purpose thing. Gun guys will look at guns and, well, I need this one, I need this one, I need this one. Well, that's if you're collecting, that's fine. The flip side of that is, what are you going to use the gun for? I'm not going to take a 22 out to go elephant hunting. Same thing with the beer. What am I looking for this evening? Do I want something really nice and rich, like some of you guys still have weather out there, so you sit around the fire pit and put your feet up and maybe have a nice stout or a porter. It's in the 90s today. It's lager time. And so, you know, when I drink a lager, I want something a little flavor in it, man. That's just me. Barbarian's palate. I need flavor. So, yeah, give her a 4 1/4. I mean, she's completely serviceable. She just is what she is. All right. I'm going to wind up cutting this back in. So when you see that jump, it's because I'm a slacker. Love you fuckers. I'll catch you later. Skol.